need a pot for my... Hi, Tapper. Ready and waiting. I need a pot for my pens. I'll have to find one. My whiteboard pens. Probably not allowed to say that, if you know what I'm saying. Let's wait for a few people to come in. What's going on with my hair? Can't even think what I said I was talking about. Oh, yeah. Better write it down. There you go, and then I won't forget. Might be looking for a channel called Everyday Masters. Oh, it was okay. Yeah, well, do you know what, Tapper? That just matches up with validations of what I've been talking about when we keep going over, funnily enough, the past helps the future. The past is right. It's just right. Time travel. Stick this on here as well. It's just coming in my head, so. Just wait for a few more people to say hello. And if they don't, I'll just start talking. The light team's here. Don't know whether they're going to show themselves. That's what I'm going to call them. The light team, because the light team are in chat. You lot who come in, and then we've got the light team from over the Rainbow Bridge, let's say. I'm just going to start talking like this because I love it. You've got to keep in a high frequency, as I'm always talking about, which I will go on about again in a minute. Better write that down, actually. Because I'm just going with flow as usual. It's probably going to be a long chat, you know. My half an hour is just never, you know. I just watched that video you sent me twice, Pennies from Heaven. Yeah. I don't know if you saw it. I think it was that one. It's a little shiny one, but I had one where it sort of came in like that, and I was like, ooh. And as they do say, funnily enough, with that saying, people say they see a penny and they pick it up and they say it's spirit, you know, like people with white feathers, or they say pennies are from angels. So, yeah, did you see? Yeah. There was another one I did, though. I don't think it was that one. I might have deleted it. It was on the couch, and it just came in flat like that and went in my hands. It was like, and I was asking the angels, because that's what I'm going to call them now, the light team. That's what I mean. I just mean angelic because they're good. Do you know what I mean? Good, nice, positive, loving energies. So if anyone thinks I'm off my head, you know, I have an hard time saying what it is. The light, I mean, it's the same, but I guess I need to sort of hate that word, labels, because people get triggered. But they'll have to get triggered because that's what I'm always drawing, aren't I? Painting. So therefore, that's how I see them as. Other people might see them as something else, and it's perceptions. That's how they'll come to you anyway, the way you see, because what you are is what you think. I should actually got the title in there because I was thinking, what did I call it? So I'll just carry on because it says there's 4 people in chat, and there's only Tapper who said I at the minute. I know there's people who just watch, so I don't know. So I'll just start as in, what you are, as I've said before, is what you think, even though we feel what we really are. So what I mean is, does I can knock myself out of this. Let me sit on it. side. I haven't got my little stand. I need to get a stand. Here's you. And your little heart. And then here's everybody else. And this is your bubble, your universe, your world, your, you know, you. Here's everybody else. Here's everybody else. These are everybody else. And these other people, hi, these other people are like, telling you what you are. See that nasty energy? Trying to break through your energy field, trying to tell you what you are, like, oh, you're stupid. Oh, you'll never be this. Oh, you can't do that. Constantly on replay, people telling you, like I said, can be friends, can be family, can be whatever, can be partners, telling you, and I've had this off people, what you are and what you should be doing and what you should believe. Let's just be like, I'm not listening anymore. I'm not listening to what these people say outside of me, because I know. So let's get rid of all these nasty people. Well, saying that, they're not all nasty, you know what I mean? They don't know what they're doing. They're programmed, so let's not use that word. We just, it's just a label. So let's not listen to all that interference out there, because that's all it is in a frequency. Let's cut that cord to that, like I keep saying, and we're not listening, because the only thing we're doing is listening here, inside, what our heart is telling us. You can be anything you want to be. I am a sacred artist. I'll just show you what I was sketching today. When people say, you're not an artist, you didn't go to uni, you didn't do this. I am, that big magic word, I am whatever I say I am. I'm an artist. Because when I draw, when I create whatever stuff that I do craft-wise, I'm pulling it from source. I'm not being told I should paint this way or I should draw this way because it's not right, you know, that they'll tell you at art school. I'm not saying art school's wrong. I'm just saying, no, I do it my way because I'm pulling it through. So I was in bed last night. Yeah, a lot of people say things to bring you down because a lot of people get jealous and stuff. And that's another thing with energy because they're not feeling good about themselves. This was just a quick doodle in bed last night with everything that's been in my head and the 7 in. And I forgot it was the 17th today. So 7 and then 1 and 7 is 17. And it is the 17th today, which I didn't realise, which 7 and 1 is 8, which we talked about there's 8. We talked about infinity yesterday and the infinite loop. If you do not break your cycles, you will go back in that loop for the cycles coming. Hi, everyone who's coming. And this was just a doodle. And I couldn't care what any naysayers say because we know what naysayers are. This was just a quick doodle of things that I've been talking about. There's us meditating. There's the inner you. That is you in your full power. I mean, obviously it's a woman because I'm a woman. That is your higher self. There's the light behind Christ consciousness. That this thing I was talking about, coded from the stars or whatever, the star systems there, the little bird, messengers, butterfly, psychic abilities, all that sort of stuff. You probably can't see it properly, but that's just what popped in. I will be doing a painting of some sort of this and sticking it out there. But that's just what came in. And then I was just doodling away again, because I do this a lot when I'm listening to stuff. I was watching a film, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute, and I just started doing this. So I am a sacred artist. I'll call myself a sacred artist. Bringing the, I don't know, I think that's got some sort of code on it. People might think I'm mad, but it's remembering stuff. This all comes from within, heart, and everything is the heart, and it ripples out. There's a ripple effect. The force comes in and it goes out. And it's a ripple effect, and the force comes from the source. So, you know, the light, whatever you want to call it. So yes, I just thought I'd share a little bit of art. Because I used to see these when I closed my eyes, little funny little, that look like DNA strands, which sort of look like the star systems when they've joined up, you know, like when you dot to dot, like the Big Dipper and stuff like that. Just saying, that's what popped in my head. So, like I said, you are what you say you are, not what anyone else says you are. So this is why I'll keep regurgitating the whole thing of the thing that's going to help you. People go on about counselling. Counselling is good if it's done in the right way. It can be traumatic to some people. I was just having a lovely conversation to someone, and you know who you are, and that was a beautiful conversation, because everything we're talking about, we're going, there's an orb, we're talking about the past. Did you see the orb come in? I saw you sneaky there. It was there. Did you see it? It was behind my back. I told you they were in, because we're talking about source anyway. Like I said, we'll do it again. Right, I sort of see it. I hope you can see this. Hi to anyone in chat, but I'm just in the flow, so I can't really be chatting to chat. So if anyone's new, I'm not ignoring people, I just can't. So there's the infinity loop. We loop our cycles, like I said last night. That's us now in the middle, center point, center point, center point, center point. This is 3D. This is the fifth world. If you've heard people talking about the fifth world, it's a place we can go when we go inside. We can draw from, some people call it the Akashic records, the ether, it's the ether, the source, whatever. It's all got different names. It's all the same. We have all this information within us. Now, I've said this is why we loop. If you're in 3D material world and you keep taking the same energy in to the next cycle, so say, even if it was a couple of years ago here, something happened in, like I said, for instance, 2015, and a little bit before that, this is going to start cycling in, comes into center. Are you still going on about it? Are you still holding that energy? Because it's an energy when you feel it, you know, like it's that feeling. Remember, it's when we feel. Are you still feeling about it? Are you still in trauma of that thing? Because if you are, oh, blip, it goes into the future, sort of what's going to come up in the future, if you get what I'm saying. So there it is. You've took the 2015 energy in, and it's going to recycle back round. So you'll be wondering why in that cycle, in that year or whatever, or even a couple of years, that you're feeling, oh, it's not a good year this year, and I'm feeling, because you still got that in you, and a load of other things. It's not just one. You could have a few going on in here because you're not realizing what you're doing. So to stop that, as I keep saying, this is with thoughts of people, so it's thoughts of people as well. Like I just said before, you are not what people say you are what you say you are. So yeah, what you give out, you get back, yeah. But we don't just give out to get back, do we? But yeah, that's true. So now, what was this big trauma thing that went on? Look at it, go to center, think about it, do whatever. You can still cry and stuff about it. Let it go so you can flow. Let it go so you can flow. And then when that comes round, that energy, you're going to go to center point, because that's when you're letting it go, you're transmuting it into another energy. Like, right, that's gone now. It taught me a lesson. Always look at the silver lining. It taught me a lesson. Yeah, because everything happens for a reason. Nothing's a coincidence. Oh, right, I see what it was. Work on it, write notes down, stuff, and then burn it after. Have a burning ceremony. We'll go into that. And then when that ball of energy comes in and comes back through, we've turned this to something positive, not negative on this side. So when it blips back in, we've got new energy going around there, and you broke that loop of that energy. There's many different energies because there's many different traumas you've had. even little tiny traumas. It could have been you felt bad about speaking to someone in a bad way. There's loads of things. This is why loads of people think, I've got over it, because it's big trauma. It's sort of all your little karma things, if that's what you want to say is karma. But you can get rid of it. God's not doing it for you. You've got to do it yourself. We're here. We're the ones we've been waiting for. When you learn how we can start doing this, I'm learning this as well, so we're all learning it together. You can get rid of it. We're not taking it in another cycle. You don't want to go into there's supposed to be a new way and a new world coming. I believe that there's new energies about. We can feel it. To do that, you've got to get rid of this. So do you want to go in 2020, which is, let's put some eyeballs on there, 2020 vision, because we're working on ourselves. I've said before, you're going to see a lot of CAC in the news, a lot of stuff bubbling up to the surface, because also as above so below in the planes, etherical planes and our plane. What happens here, there is a spiritual war going on, if any of you didn't know. And when all that starts unearthing what's going on, it unearths down here. So we're unearthing our shadow selves. You've got to look at them and let them go. Ben, what you're sort of saying there is, it doesn't always happen in the cycles, because some people subconsciously cut the cords anyway because they don't want to be like the family or the such and such. But some people do take that form on because like I was saying before with the elites, when people have got to forgive sometimes because they just brought up that way, they think it's normal. So if you're not doing that, that's good. There might be other things, but it doesn't define who you are. So no, it doesn't mean it will happen to you if you're staying away from that sort of stuff. You've cut the cycle subconsciously, if anyone gets what I'm saying. But there are people that still follow the cycles of the parents because they think it's normal, it's the right thing to do. And out of anger, because this is what I was saying, the Joker film was about. Someone was saying that the other day, and it makes sense. Out of anger, he became a psychopath. And the true story is, if you look into people who put it out there, it's totally different to what they portray it as. Some people hurt people and carry on that cycle because they were hurt, and they want to get it back by hurting somebody. This is why bullies are bullies, because they were bullied. They go on to bully. I'm not saying everybody does, because some people can just cut the cycle unknowingly. It doesn't mean that everybody has to know. Sometimes there's things in your cycle that you just sort of, you have that light about it, that you sort of do it naturally, if you get what I'm saying. But some people take it. Bullies are bullied. Bullies bully because they've been bullied. Because they went through a trauma of being bullied. So they go on to bully because they think it'll make them feel better about getting it back on someone else. It's not always the person that bullied them, but it's somebody else, until they realize what they're doing. That doesn't do anything. It just might create a monster. It does create a monster. And then that next person might go on to bully because they were bullied, and it creates and creates. And then people get away from it. I was just talking to this with Tapper and a friend. It creates a monster, and it keeps the looping system going, and then it takes people away from source. Let's draw this out. It takes people away from love. It takes people, this is what they do, the elites. This is what they do on TV. This is why when you're on Facebook or somewhere and they put a picture up of a kid getting battered, having a fight, and everyone's filming it and no one's doing anything because it's you consenting to that, so right. So you all share it around Facebook, and everyone goes, oh, it's just what happens. No, it isn't just what happens. They're making you, they're sensitizing you to the fact. So no one's got any compassion. Nobody's got any love. Well, isn't that source? So what they're doing is, this is just coming in, sorry. This once happy person, when we first come here as a child, all angelic, like, loving, very open-minded. That's why they've got to be childlike. That's why the child, they call them the divine. All happy. They're getting all this stuff put on blah blah blah. Told, oh, this is right. It's all right if people are hurting each other. It's all right if this child becomes angry, sad, doesn't understand the world, has a heart. The heart breaks. This goes away because you're desensitized to everything. Nothing makes sense and everyone's hating, so therefore they start following the footsteps. This person then becomes, let's say, a devil. And this is just a picture of meaning. This person becomes a monster and they start following the loop of infinity. Now, if you want, You want to keep that loop going with good energies. You've got to look at your shadow self. It's not just about traumas you went through. It's traumas that you've given to other people and animals and so on and so on. It's all about all this next couple of years. I believe what's coming in is all the news is coming up. So it's all the unearthing. It's going to trigger people in the 3D of maybe things they thought they'd buried, deep and buried, you know. Even if you did really bad things and you're trying to get over it, or people that went to prison or whatever, it's about looking at it, but it's about cutting the ties of it and letting it go. It's happened. It happened for a reason. It was teaching you something at the time, but you have to let go. So that's what that side are doing. They just want you with no compassion, no love, not to go by your feelings. I got told that many people, 11, don't go by your feelings. No, you do go by your feelings, but it's knowing how to control them. Don't do something out of anger because you were angry at the time and you're trying to get somebody back, even if it's someone you don't really like. Don't follow in their footsteps. You know, these people, they turn into psychopaths, go on to kill people. They get enjoyment out of killing people. Do you think that's normal? No. But they do, because they've been taught it is in the families back as a child. So they think it's normal. Like I said, if you watched Lady V last night and that guy, people will understand that. So I'm just saying. So like I said, you are not what people tell you are. You are what you say you are. And then that's like I said, when you're sorry, this face looks a bit mad. I can't even draw like this. When you're mind you, it does look a bit like no, it looks like an alien. Let's give it some hair. When you're oh my god, what's going on there? That's hilarious. Anyway, she's in bliss. She's like, yeah. I could say she's high on life. She is. When you're in connection with, some people call it Christ consciousness, center point. Ooh, Christ consciousness, bringing the energies in. You're happy. You don't listen to other people because you know you're in your own bubble, in your inner self, and nothing can affect you. All these people who were, oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. It's like it's like one of these. Brush it off. Some people might go, ooh, big ego there, like big-headed. It's like, no, you don't affect me. You don't affect my universe that's going on here, my world. You know, it's just not affecting me. Say what you want. That's because you hate yourself. Here we go again. Some people don't know they're doing it because, like I said, they've been traumatized, they've been programmed. MK Ultra, all sorts going on that people don't know about. So when you are like, I won't draw it. This is a happy person here, yeah. Let's say, and I'll do it in blue, like calm. This is an angry person, yeah. Red, blah. They're like, oh yeah, you know, happy, sort of like, you know, I have a few blips, we come down a bit, but just go up again, blah, 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 blah. Sort of spiraling, but bumps, but we're going up, but bumps, you know, just a few bumps in the road, go up. This one is like, oh, why is my, like, making excuses up? Why is my life so, oh God, everybody hates me. Why is my, spiraling down a little bit. Oh, who's this person here? You know, shining the little light. Oh, gravitating to they'll make me feel better because they're quite happy. So if I'm with them, they'll make me happy. Oh, you were this, you were this, you were this, you were this. You were this, you were this. You were this, you were this. Don't do this, don't do that. What happens? You go down because some people start believing, if you're not strong enough, that you believe in what this person says, especially if it's a relationship and they're saying that they love you all the time, but really they're just saying that to, the word love, you know, is used quite a lot when people don't mean it, because a lot of people like this don't know what love is. So you go down, so they feel better falsely because they feel higher than you, and it makes them feel better because you're down here a little bit where you were up there before. and they brought you right back down. So I say, bog off, and shine your light again, and don't let anyone tell you you're anything, you know, that you believe you're not, because that's how people get you. You know your own truth in your little bubble, you know. And like I said, looking at it's a bit like down here in 3D, and then say the etherical realms up here, which is, let's say, some people would call heaven on earth. The more you ascend this way, the happier you are, the more joy you are, the more happy the more joy, the more love you're vibrating out, the more you'll spiral up in happiness. These people want to drag you back down. Like I said, we are of here, we're still here, but we're learning to go in within ourselves and find our happy place. And then it doesn't matter what people think. It's like they're firing stuff at you, and it's just ricocheting off that. I'll show you what it's ricocheting off. It's ricocheting off this. So there's my little imagine this as your Taurus field, or whatever you want to call it, but your energy field around you. So you're like boom, boom, and they're going pow, 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 pow. It's just going boom, 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 boom. The more you shine your light, them like negative bullets just ricochet off. You're just like, yeah, I think I'll just drive my own universe. Thank you very much. That's what I'd say. Thank you very much. This is me being me. You know, I'm going to drive my own universe. I don't need you telling me what I am and what I aren't. I'll just carry on as I am. Thank you very much. I'll do what I want to do. I'll say what I want to say. I'll wear what I want to wear. I'm not conforming. Okay? Sometimes we have to conform a little bit, but we can get creative with it, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Yeah, in your own vortex. So that just makes me think, like we say, everyone's in their own little bubble. Be careful what you let into your bubble. Energies, sucking vampires. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I was going to show you something, because I don't know if that made sense to anyone. It's just me. Energies coming in. I'm like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. So I want you to listen to this because it's hilarious. Now, everything. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Everything loops back. I've missed something out. So talking about the past proves the future, people. Here's the past again, here's the future. We've got to look back at the future to connect what's going on now for our energies. We've got to connect back to the future. That's where time travel comes in, if you want to call it that. We've got to look back. You have got to give love to the person you were when that trauma happened. So like I said, say it was bullying, for instance, and you remember a vivid like a vivid thing going on in that memory bubble. Yeah, someone shouting at you, your heart's broken. It could be a relationship, or someone's bullying you. There's your memory bubble. We're going to take that memory bubble. Like I said, we're going to have a look at it. You're going to send love. You're going to go back. You're going to sit. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to go back to when you were that age. You're going to send love to that, who you were then in the past, time traveling. You're going to change that scenario in your mind where you told that person what you really thought, or whatever it was, or whatever. And then you're going to see that memory is different in a more positive way because they didn't hurt you, and you're going to let go. You're going to pop that bubble, and then you're going to come right back to this realm, back to where we are now, and just release it. Imagine there's a cord and you've got a big pair of scissors. That one's gone. Go about your life But if you're feeling funny again, think, oh, there's something else coming up. What could it be? Like, let's go back to the future. Was there something else that was really used to put me out? What could it be? You have got to do the work. Ha. Oh, it was this situation. When you were nasty to somebody, it's not always, could be the other way around. Oh, yeah, that memory of when I did this or said this to someone. Send you love and them love, and then change the situation to where you didn't say those words of nastiness. You said something else so that it made that person not feel bad. Change it, let it go, cut the cord, let it go. So past does prove the future, but we've got to let go of the past because it doesn't define your future. But it is good to go back to turn them energies around, because the bad energies can still loop. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've talked about it at the beginning, so I'm not talking about it again. So, and here goes about looping. 17. So I've noticed that a lot of people on YouTube I was watching a bit ago, a couple of years ago, have started coming back round. One person I was trying to look for, I couldn't remember the name, and all of a sudden it popped up last night, just out of the abyss, and I was like, oh, and then he put this on this morning, so I was laughing. Hi to everyone in chat. I'll come in a minute. Hi, Brian. So, and it is traumatizing. You might get upset because it'll trigger you, but you've got to let the emotions out. You're taught not to go by your emotions. You're supposed to. It's just we've got to control them. We're not doing it out of anger. So it's all right to release, to cry, to do whatever. Right, so you're going to listen to this because this made me like, yes. So some of you might know this channel. I couldn't remember the name and I couldn't find it, and then it popped up. I was like, thank God, because he's a healer. And some of the stuff he's doing, I'm thinking's happening to me. Some of the stuff I don't know. But anyway, Everyday Masters, he's called. And the one that he put up on the 15th of November says, if you convince yourself you're the greatest, you won't hear the boos. But listen who he talks about. And I thought, no, because in your bubble, you are what you say you are. Think you don't hear the boos. You're just like, yeah, it's like when the trolls come, they can see the light. And I'm like, yeah, the more boos is like the more applause, because you're like, triggering something's going on. So let's just listen to this. So it's Everyday Masters. And this is the guy, but I won't play, I'll play it, but.
Writer, and he was interviewing Trump. And he got like 2 hours with Trump, and he was going.
And he mentioned Trump.
As I'm doing all this research.
So before you get triggered, listen to this.
Everything that these successful, what I noticed was, as I'm doing all this research, is everything that these successful people, the directors, and basically everybody, but I was focused on the writers and screenwriters, and they're all saying exactly what I say in my videos.
Right, he's trying to write a book. Hang on, let me put it back to the beginning. You know, you doubt yourself sometimes. You've got to get rid of the excuses. He says it as well. I said it last night. Stop making excuses of what you can't do and just do it. Stop. What are you telling yourself?
What I noticed was, as I'm doing all this research.
Links in the chat. Thank you, Tapper.
Is everything that these successful people, the directors, and basically everybody, but I was focused on the writers and screenwriters, and they're all saying exactly what I say in my videos. Somehow I came across this Forbes interview, and the title of it was "What Donald Trump Hears When He's Being Booed," or like,
what Donald Trump hears when he's booed. Listen to this. It's great.
I'm butchering that, but I'll put a link in the description. So I started reading it, and it was this guy, this writer, and he was interviewing Trump. And he got like 2 hours with Trump, and he was going around his hotel or his place at Trump Tower, and taking pictures. And then all of a sudden, there was a bunch of people on the street, like a crowd. And it was the same day that the Pope was coming in town. And so Trump was like, "Hey man, anybody want to go see the Pope?" So they're like, "Yeah, let's go." So they go out on the balcony and they're looking down, and Trump was like, yeah, man, what a piece of property I own here. This is a really good location. And
yes, Red Eye, it's all about turning the negative to a positive. We are alchemists. That's what Ben's saying. Alchemists.
then, like, the Pope mobile comes, a little bubble around the Pope. Talk about living in your own bubble. That's a perfect.
Did you see my little bubble? Did you see it? Because I was sat here before when I was like that thinking, come on, little light team, I know you're there. Sorry.
Visual to what I'm talking about. So he comes down, and I think Trump made like some kind of comment. Look how small that is. He's like, I don't think it should be small. It needs to be bigger. It's like fun. And so they're looking down, and then all of a sudden, some people.
Thank you for putting Transcendence Brown in. She's ace.
The crowd look up and they see Trump up there, and so
right, because I kept cutting in. Trump was in a building. He saw the Pope mobile come, and he looked down to see the Pope mobile, and he saw the people looking up, and he waved. And some people don't like him, so they were probably booing. So
he sees them looking at him, so he waves, and like when he waves, like. It like spreads, and everybody, most people realize he's there. And the guy doing the interview was like, he could feel like this hostility, like this anger, like just, the boos and the whistles and he, the first thing he thought was like, wow, I wonder what Donald Trump's thinking. I wonder how he's going to react to this. And Donald Trump just like sit there and like doesn't miss a beat and like turns over and he goes, 90% positive, pretty good. I'll take that in an election.
90% positive, I'll take that in an election. He didn't hear people booing. He knows. He knows about energy. He's talked about energy. Uncle was connected to Nikola Tesla. I'll go into that in a minute because I saw a film today and I was like, oh my God.
And he said it so fast and he's so owning it. Like he just owned. 90% positive.
Own your own universe. Stop letting people tell you what you are and what you aren't. You hear boos, see it as an applause. Imagine it. Oh, yeah, that means they're triggered. That means, what's going on there?
I'll take that in an election year. And the guy's like, what just happened? And he's like, what was I thought it was booze. But he had his recorder going. You know what I mean? So it was recording the whole thing. And he's kind of like shocked. And then when they're done, he goes back and he listens to it. And it was just clearly like booze. Like, I guess my point is did Donald Trump hear those boos? Or did he?
Not on his own universe, he didn't. Neither should you.
90% cheering. Dude, all he heard was cheering.
Yeah, exactly. If they're hating, you're probably doing something right. Now, don't they always put on the news that they all hate Trump?
That's it. Because that
he
is
hears
the
positive,
bubble
exactly.
world that he has created.
That is his bubble world he's created. Because you think about it, when Trump, it doesn't matter if you don't like Trump in speech, you're thinking, oh God, she's going on about Trump. When he's talking, he doesn't shout out at people like the Democrats still screaming and going mad. Even the people that we all know are not really good, he'll say, oh, I love such and such a body. I love the Queen in England. He's not hating because hate is a form of low negative energy. You need to bring the good in. This is why I'm saying, if you don't work on your past traumas, hello. If you don't work on your past traumas, when this starts unearthing, as I keep saying, it's going to trigger you. Are you going to go off in the hate mode? Because that's low negative energy. It's not going to get you anywhere. It just feeds the dark side, let's say. So we need to be in a positive mode. So change it, transmute it, alchemy.
And we're all in our own bubbles. Our beliefs are determining what's inside that bubble. And now is a really good time to find out what you don't like in your bubble and get that out.
See, like I drew, what you don't like in your bubble, your memory bubble. And we've got a lovely person who does the orbs, the memory bubble, and get rid of it. Get it out of your system. Don't bring it in.
Because with this, what's going on? This increase in energy.
Oh, by the way, he's called, if you don't know him, he's called Everyday Masters. He's into energy healing. He knows about the ascension. He knows there's a shift coming. He knows there's new things coming in. We all know because there's a knowing and it's quickening, just in case nobody didn't know. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will do in the end, because you'll start resonating with what people are saying and you'll start seeing it, because it's all interlinked, like the session I had the other night. And I've just realised something about that. And I've just watched a film that made me cry, and I'll give you that in a minute.
It might be more difficult to get the stuff in your bubble out.
It's difficult
if you don't
sometimes.
do it now.
Hang on. Part 2. It's not that long.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Case. I just want to make a video say, hey, man, I'm cool. Everything's going great for me. I know I haven't been making any videos, but I'm done. Like, I got one little scene to write, just this little transition scene, and then I'm done with my first draft. I feel like...
And I just say to Matthew, now I got to get going to work. New job, and was booing myself all yesterday, and that all I heard too negative, always something need to hear here. Bless you. I'd just say, Matthew, and anyone who goes for a new job, sometimes if you don't get it and you're worried about it, don't worry about it. You weren't meant to get that job, because I've said before, the boss might have been horrible, or something might have happened at work, like you got connected to, or something. The universe is always trying to help you if you're listening. So people go, oh God, didn't get that job. Oh well, maybe that job wasn't right for you. You know, that's the way you've got to think of it. Always a silver lining. You might have got there and thought, you know what, it looked like a good job, but I don't like the people, I don't like the boss, they're making me stay longer and longer, or whatever it is. So always look for a silver lining and all that sort of stuff. Don't take things to heart when you're at work, when people are going on. Just flick it off. You don't have to listen to people. But yeah. End of week 2 at new job. Thank you. Bosses are great. That's good if you've got a good job. That's good. So pump positivity out, and you can affect the people around you. It's a ripple effect. So yeah.
I feel free. Really, I'm so close, and I dig it. And it's funny because I spent a good deal of my life with this belief that I'm a terrible writer. Like, I have tried to write a couple books.
What he's trying to say is basically, he's trying to write love, yeah. He's trying to write a book, and he had this belief that he's really bad at writing books. But then you've got to spin it around. He's a great storyteller, and this is what he says. So if you're a great storyteller, of course you can write a book. I could probably write a book. I'm not brilliant at spelling and stuff, you know what I mean? But who's telling you can't? You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying I'm an artist. People will go, you didn't go to university, didn't do this. I'm an artist. I like the stuff I do. I'm an artist. I am, that big word, I am what I say I am. I am what I am. I'm an artist. Whatever.
Maybe just like a grind. And so maybe that added to the
I'm a creator.
Not a good writer. But what I realized was, which is ironic that I didn't even know this about myself, even though I've done it my whole life, I'm a really good storyteller. And what's the difference between storytelling and writing? Yeah, but anyway, so as I was writing the script, I was just getting into it, I started writing.
Back in the day, the storytellers wouldn't have had a book. They taught the story, like the Native American Indians, indigenous people. They passed it on. So it was in you. So no one could burn a book and say, you don't know the knowledge anymore. It was within you because you knew, and it was passed on. And that's what they tried to stamp out. You draw in the sand little symbols to maybe, put that vision out there. That's why there's so many different stories, all the same, with different pictures of gods and things that are all the same, because people had a knowing anyway, if anyone gets what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't really know anything about screenwriting or even like the format or like. So I was doing research, all the basic stuff. And then I was watching, a lot of interviews with successful writers and screenplay writers, and then directors, and then their relationship, and just really overall giving myself a crash course on filmmaking, and from beginning to end. What I noticed was, as I'm doing all this research, is everything that these successful people the directors and basically everybody, but I was focused on the writers and the screenwriters, and they're all saying exactly what I say in my videos. But of course, I'm seeing this through my filter system, into my filters, my beliefs, and everything they're saying. It sounds like they just got done watching one of my videos. I mean, not like I'm coming up with this stuff. It's just, anyway. So I thought that was just so interesting. I guess my point is, we all live in our own bubble world. And it's our beliefs that is controlling what's in our bubble. And I've been going through my bubble, and, I just found I can't write worth a shit. Well, I don't need this in my bubble. That's gone. You know what's in my bubble? I'm a great storyteller. That's what's in my bubble.
It says, you can't have conflicting beliefs. You can't. Law of attraction, you can't have conflicting beliefs. Like attracts like. So if you want positive things to come in, you have to be positive. Yeah. And what you just said about the bubble, which I just drew at the beginning, is there again. I don't need to draw it actually. If you're in your own little bubble, but don't forget, we do have to look outside that bubble sometimes to see what's going on. Like this. Let me show you. I've just realised. Right. You see the Book of Alchemy? Someone tried to tell me it wasn't this, and I was like, yeah, it is. In my little bubble, it is. You see this? Book of Alchemy. See where he's sticking his head through the veil? See the bubble that we all live in? This world we live in, 3D. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Well, when we're in the bubble, but it's a bit the other way, isn't it? We're like, here's the high vibrating bubble. Oh God, I don't know if I can get this out right. Just let me show you that picture. You've seen this picture. He's looking out to the cosmos, the heavens. The dome there, because the moon and the sun are within the dome with the stars, and then what's beyond that. So I'm saying, when we're in the older, in the 3D, we have got our own little bubble, but I say that is more like the universal bubble. So this is our universe, yeah? 3D's here, so that's a bit flipped around the other way. And we're like, well, no, actually, when you're in 3D, we're going, ooh, there's something beyond the veil, this like Christ consciousness and source and all these beautiful energies that they try to keep us away from. And they're trying to push you, no, that's wrong, isn't it? They're trying to push you in the bubble. So we're looking at that. So we're in our own little universe with all the high vibrating vibes. So we're in our bubble and we're rising with frequency because the little bubble floats about like the orbs do. And then they want to pop it. And then when it pops, you start going down back into 3D, if anyone gets what I'm saying. But we have to, like they're looking out the opposite way, as in looking out from, if this was 3D, they're looking out beyond the veil. And I've said that before, that we have to be in our bubble, but sometimes we have to look out at 3D, see what's going on, because it's what's going on within us as well that we have to get rid of. But like I said, the other flip side of it is, there is a veil. It's within us. It's when you realise you are not what they're saying you are, and we've been lied to, if anyone gets what I'm saying, and I'm not getting that out right. And I think Black Sheep Researchers channel has done a video on the veil. It's not an actual thing we're trying to get. It's not a physical thing. It's just taking down the blinkers and realising there's much more going on than they say there is. So get back in your bubble, start floating up with positive vibes, and don't let anyone pop it, because they try to pop your bubble to bring you back to earth, even though we are in both We do reside in both, but they want you stuck here, as in not using the rainbow bridge, the connection to source, spirit, whatever you want to call it. They don't want you using that. It's a telephone to the other side that's always been here, because it's always been here. There's no veil, really. It's always been here. So when you've got like this, when you've got like, sorry, my hoops have got a big one and a little one. So when you've got like, this is Earth's plane, let's say. There's Earth's plane here. Yeah, looks a bit like a disc. Above that is lots of realms. Above that is like the spiritual. They're both connected to each other, but they try to cut us off, thinking there's only this spinning around and we don't mean nothing. Well, we do, because these two worlds are connecting again, and a lot of us are seeing it. We're seeing it happen. So, you know, and we're supposed to use those energies. I don't know, something's happening to me. We're supposed to use them energies. They're there for us to use, because I believe, if you want to call it the angelic realms, if you come in from love, you want to help people. They want to help us, we want to help them. We all used to work together, the source, because we are source. So they are like our future selves. So, you know, does anyone get what I'm saying? I know what I mean. Even though if I'm not making sense, I know what I mean. We were never cut off, literally, because they can't cut us off from source. But they've tried to distract us, tried to get us to put our blinkers on so we can't really see what's going on. So there is much more beyond what they say there is, the cosmos. But when we're in the cosmos, we've also got to see what, because both worlds work together, yin and yang. So it is alchemy. People get freaked out by this because they think it's something people think it's about, oh, it's about science. Science is magic. Anyway, alchemy, it's the same thing. It's just a different word. It's transmuting different things. We're turning into gold. When you learn this and you become enlightened, you turn into gold. Lead into gold. We're lead because we're in a dense 3D place. This is lead. It's too dense. Everything's dense. We're going to the golden age. We're transmuting, we're transforming, we're turning into the crystal butterfly. I don't know where that's just come from. Crystal butterfly. We're turning into a butterfly. We're learning how to control our energies. We're learning how not to get triggered. We're learning to pop them bubbles, them memory bubbles, and send love to. I need to send love to my younger self that didn't feel confident. I need to send love to her. I could get upset now. I think, God, them feelings I felt when I was younger, because I was told something, or someone said something, or someone else made me feel like that. I feel sorry for that past self of myself. So let's go back, because I'm doing this work as well, and send that little girl love that she was me back in the future. So yes, we can time travel back to the future, sit within, sit and meditate and go back to the future, give some loving healing to that little girl. I think there was an orb there, or to a person you remember you might have said something nasty to, or whatever it was. It's not always about, if you can't say it to someone's face, you can go back in time and do it that way, back to the future. And then it ripples out to the future. So good things will come in. But you've got to send love and forgiveness at the same time. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I'll keep harping on about it till it sinks in. So anyway, I watched a film last night, and a bit of it this morning because I didn't finish it, and I was blown away. Because if any of you know, watch me on this channel a lot and have seen me on Bites on the Fence, my session, you know, the BQH session, I didn't even know about this film. I found it and went, oh my God. It had a lot of blue in it. It was about us being powerful. It's called Higher Power. At the end, I was nearly crying, because if anyone remembers the disc that I saw in the session, and it was light and it was going to our heads, this is what I saw now. If anyone remembers when I said I had, I don't know, a lucid dream or whatever it was, the other year, I don't even know what it was, that my mum was in the same bedroom as me, sleeping on the floor on this thing, and I felt like I was going through a worm tunnel. It was all full of neon lights, and I said out, like, I said in my head sort of thing, what's New Earth? Where are we going? Thinking we were going somewhere. And then I looked out, and there was just this world of bright white light, pure light, really nice feeling. I've got tingling in my fingers now. Really nice feeling. And I thought, oh, that's New Earth. It's gorgeous. I'm going back. And the reason was I was going back was to heal me and other people. It's in the film. And I was like, oh, yeah, because as we know, I have said this before, we're rebirthing into a star. We're stars. Mother Gaia's birthing into a star. So I'm going to show you the trailer. But I was just like, oh, and I'll tell you what they said in it that some people might not have noticed, but because I'm quite bang on with the person that I'm going to say, I was like, yeah, I can see what you're doing there. So here we go. Yes, so you'll only know about my session if you actually went and watched it. So let me find the trailer. See if you see what I see. Now, remember, I'm always going on about blue because it's electrical. Think of somebody with an electric current. Just saying. Right, you ready? Hang on.
This gamma ray burst is the last thing that mankind will see before we are blown out of existence.
Really? Gamma ray?
Staring down the barrel.
Gamma ray, really? Mm.
I know about your work. I know they turned their back on it. But what if I told you I had a plan? It's the only thing powerful enough to stop what's coming.
Yeah, what if I told you about a plan, Q? This was 2018, by the way.
I need you to lift that firearm and shoot this woman in the head, or I'm going to put a bullet in your daughter's head.
Not what you think it is.
Optics and plan. I shut down the program for a reason. You have 15 minutes to get to the next location. Clock's ticking. Show me how strong you really are. Why are you doing this to me? I did what you asked me to. When the universe decides what it wants,
DNA.
it's pointless to resist.
With the police and officer, we are now being told the man's name is Joseph Stedman.
Joseph? Joseph, really?
I want these streets closed down now. What did you do to me? Now you see how this works, Joe. The angrier you get, the more you unlock. Where do I go? To see how far we can...
That bit they mixed up. I'll talk about that in a minute. See the hands and the light and the blue? It's not the angry you get, by the way. That's controlling it.
It's time. Smile! I need you to dig deeper, Joe. We need to unlock more.
I've really never seen anything like this.
Think about the blue light that they said was Transformers in New York that went off the other year or whenever it was. Just saying.
There are powers out there that are greater than us.
There are powers out there greater than us. Now, that doesn't show you what I was showing. So I'll show you a bit on my phone that I was looking at. And then I'm going to tell you what I saw in that film. And a name that they said that I knew exactly what they were talking about. Let me show you. So... remember my session. You've got to remember my session. You'll only get it if you went to see my session. And I watched this film last night. Never heard of it before. Higher Power. So. Hang on a minute. Oh, I can't. Bloody light. Oh, it's not even that bit. What was this one? Ripple effect, blue ripple effect. Going over the earth. Don't know if you can see. This is how I saw Earth in my dream thing that I had ages ago. Bright white. We'll go into the pineal gland. Oh, anyway, I don't know if it's in there. I can't find the bit that I was showing. Tapper. Was it that one? Was it that one? Was it that one? Sorry, it's on my phone. It's really bad. Oh, actually, let me find it on because I paid for it. I've still got it on. Hang on, it's here. Right, hang on. But basically, it's a guy who gets powers, and it's all love saves the day at the end of the day. You know, saying, but the power's blue. Well, let me see if it's going to play it or not. Are you not going to let me? Don't start. Hang on. Oh, look. It's not letting me do it. Well, you will let me do it. Oh. I just want to show you this, but now it's messing about. I get electrical interferences on my fingers sometimes. Right. Are we doing this? Why has it just stopped? What's going on? Oh, I can't even switch it on and off now. What's going on here? Okay. Don't know why I'm shaking it. For some reason, it's not letting me, it's just stopped. It's not letting me do nothing. Right, brilliant. Great. Right, you can sit there and just decide to come on yourself, whatever you're going to do. Obviously doesn't want me to play it. Put your finger on the power button. That's what I've just done, Dave, look. That's the power button. Doesn't do anything. It's playing up. I get a lot of it all the time. If I'm typing to someone on YouTube and I'm connected with something saying, I'll get crackles all the way through the keyboard. So we'll just leave it on. It's gone on because I'm trying to show you something. So anyway, in that film, sort of basically, he's got all this blue light and they go, I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a name that's said in it and they go, hey. Oh, actually, I forgot the video of that where he says it. So with this lighting, I can't show you. Is it that one? Just check. Do you remember when I said about the ripple effect and what if we pump it all out, it helps everybody and it helps the world and it will get a new way and all that instead of what they wanted to come in. So let's see if you can see it again. That came out of him, his lights. That's what I saw. The earth was like that with all light, white, bright light. It's got an alien face on it, by the way. Watch. Don't know if you can see it. Sorry, but see the eyes in a minute. No, it's not showing you. Anyway, oh yeah, it is. It's got the eyes there. Probably can't see. Oh God, the lighting on this is terrible. Anyway, basically, he turns into where he's got all these powers in his hands, electrical blue light. And he went to this research centre and they turned to him and say, oh, so what's this? What did you find at the, are you ready for this? Because I knew exactly what they were saying. What did you find at the Nico Solar Research Centre? Who's Nico Solar? I heard it straight away. And anyone think who Nico Solar is? They've changed the name round. Blue lighting, current, Nico Solar Research. Nikola Tesla. Nico Solar. Nico Solar. Nico Solar. Nico Solar. Nikola Tesla. That might sound weird, but when you listen to the film and they say it, oh, where did you get the, what were you doing in the Nico Solar Research? It's Nikola Tesla. It's energy, because that film is about energy. Nikola Tesla. Nico Solar. We were saying it was a Nico Solar Energy Research Plant thing. Nico Solar. They're not going to say the name Nikola Tesla. If you say it fast enough. I was like, yeah, blue energy is Nikola Tesla. They are going to switch it. That's what they did in the film. They sort of, something was coming bad, but they had to get the light within us and use this free energy that we're always going on about. Trump's going on about, and his uncle and all. And it changes the world because we've been on the wrong frequency. We've been on the wrong energy. So if you haven't seen it, it's called Higher Power. It's really good. I saw loads in it. I was really shocked at the end and I cried because some of the stuff is what I talked about on Shane's show. And I haven't seen this film. I only saw it yesterday. Didn't know nothing about it. And at the beginning, with whatever happens, he told his daughter, I don't want to ruin the story too much, there's a lighthouse. And he goes, see the pattern of the lighthouse. It's something like 1, 2, 4 or something. It means I love you, because it's to do with love. The frequency is to do with love. What does the lighthouse represent? Beacon of light. You always have that flicker of light. Like he thought his life was going shit, but he had that flicker. He had that hope. Beacon of light. A bit like, you know, the old JFK Jr. There's an orb, and I was just about to say in the corner, it's like I can sense something there. Bit of energy I saw going on over this, in this corner somewhere. I'm thinking, can see something. I can. So that film was brilliant. So if you're into all that sort of stuff, you'll see the ripple effect at the end in blue. The earth all turning into a star, so we all get transformed. Because they do say in a lot of films out there, oh, when the light show comes in the plasma event, you must go underground, you must hide, you don't want to be in the light. Or like that birdcage thing, because they're saying it's going to send you crazy. Sure about that. Because I think that's totally different misinformation. I think we're supposed to be in the light. The plasma event is not how they're making out it's to be. It's already happening. With orbs and different energies coming. It's about energy. So they had that test in America, in New York, when was it, last year, whatever. And they said it was a transformer. It was blue light over New York, wasn't it? Tesla energy. And solar, which is funny because someone mentioned on somewhere about a new Nikola Tesla solar energy coming out, where it's not going to be that dear to buy for anybody, because obviously you'd have to buy the thing first, but it's not gonna, yeah. I was like, and blue reminds me of Nikola Tesla. So just saying that film was ace, and I just wanted to shout it out to see if you wanted to, you know, clap your eyes on that and see what you thought. But I was just like, ace. And who brought up Nikola Tesla the other day? I think even Fifth World did something the other day saying about Nikola Tesla was like, you know, an enlightened one. Of course he was, he knew. You can hone that Nikola Tesla energy, and maybe that's the energy that's been coming in, is Nikola Tesla. Who was someone else? But I was just unexpected. I thought, oh my God, they're talking about Nikola Tesla. Because everybody knows, if you don't know and you're new, I'm always banging on about Nikola Tesla, Nikola Tesla, Nikola Tesla, Nikola Tesla, Nikola Tesla. Let's hone some Nikola Tesla energy in. Do you know what I mean? Nikola Tesla is big. Nikola Tesla was the good. Edison wasn't. Said this before. He put everything on the wrong current and we had to pay for it. Nikola Tesla wanted free energy. I'm talking about, just going to go off subject, people who are on the dark side, you know, like people like, because me and Tapper were talking about before, people like Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook, and people say, oh, he's a bit of an alien, or he's a bit of a reptile, or he's a bit of a robot. Well, he only looks like one, because I've seen him when he's talking at home ages ago, and he's just very awkward. Some people say them sort of people are the bloodline, you know, reptilians or whatever. Yeah, like I said, they probably are, because reptilians are cold-blooded and they don't have feelings, do they? So, you know, yeah, it was, it just makes me laugh, the whole thing. But everything is energy. And that's all there is. Everything's energy. Or is it buffering? Everything's energy, and that's why you've got to get on a new form of energy and get rid of the rest of it, because everything is energy. You want to say it's the devil, it's an energy. You want to say it's an energy. Belief is an energy. If you stay stuck in it, what beliefs are you in at the minute? What are you in? Stale energies, places. Get a new bubble. Don't let anyone affect it. That's your little Taurus field, you know, shit detector basically as well, because it does detect. I've just got a tingle in my finger. It does detect, you know, people coming in who are not who they say they are, or you know, that sort of stuff. And don't listen to what people are saying. You do you, because we were saying hi. You do you. And as we were just saying to someone before, you do you, and you be your authentic, true self. Stop trying to please others. I mean, we do help people. We are, the whole point of being is service to others, as well as in being kind. And but that also means you've got to be kind to yourself and love yourself. You can't do anything if you're not in a good state of coherence, mind and heart, and looking after yourself. You can't do it. I've said this before. If you're on a plane and it's going down, you've got to get your gas mask on. You've got to put that on first before you help your children, or what. You can't help, can you? It doesn't mean you're solely just doing you, but there's balance. It's all about balance. To help others, you have to help yourself. To love others, you have to love yourself first. To give, sometimes you have to get, and people going about money and that way, you have to put yourself forward and focus on, you know, bits and bobs that, you know, you need a roof over, you need this, and then you can help others. So that's all bullshit when people say, oh, what you doing? It's like, what you doing? What are you doing? Why are you so bothered about what I'm doing? Why don't you go and do you? You know, to the people, the naysayers, that's what I'm saying. Be your true, authentic self. You want to do something different with your hair, go and do it. Are you in fear that your partner's going to say this, or someone else is going to say that? Are you scared what people are going to say in your area? So what? Get in. So what? This is my universe, and I do what I want in my universe. Not hurting people, just, you know, I'm being my true, authentic self. When I get my hair done, some people might not like it. I don't care. I've already had people going, oh, you're going to have, like, it's my universe. You know, I just go with the flow and do what I want to do. And if I feel the need that I'm changing, like I said, you're going to see a bit of change on my video, because I was going to say in the new year, we need to bring new energies in. So this channel is going to change a little bit with the background and normal, but I want the thing here so I can put my artwork up so you can see, you know, the nice energy giving light that's coming off it. That's what I think. And basically doing stuff to pump up your positivity, because that's what we need. Shine your light, and then other people will feel inspired and they'll shine their light, and then it's like a ripple effect, and then it's like a domino effect, and then that's how we win. So that's how we draw these new energies in. The more we do it, the more it becomes programmed. They've programmed us the wrong way, where we're detaching, pulling it out, like in the Matrix, you know, the Matrix film. Maybe people need to go and watch it again. We're pulling the wires out. They've wired us to be, and we're going to reconnect our own. Going to reconnect back up with the way we want it. I'm not listening to outside chitter chatter. We're listening in here. But like I said, you do have to look now and again, because what's going on in 3D is what's going on around everyone. If we can do it, one person, it's a ripple effect out everywhere else. Our universe affects everybody else too. So, because everyone's been in doom and gloom, everyone's in doom and gloom, everyone's feeling a bit, even if you're a bit like, so me being in a higher state, you know, you still have your bumps and stuff. Hello. But this is why we've all got on high level, so it goes for everybody, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So that's how I see it. I'm going to pull a card. And then I'm going to go, because I've got a lot to do. But yeah, I don't even know if I mentioned everything I was going to mention, but that film is brilliant. Higher power. We've all got a higher power. We're all told we're not powerful. We definitely are. So let's see what colour pops out. It's about controlling it. That's why we're like in the, sorry, that wasn't a card that pulled out. That did literally. That wasn't me holding them properly. The only thing with that film I didn't like, it was saying anger brings the power. It's not the anger. It's the anger of things that we know about, but we're taking it in and we're going to transmute it and bring it out to love, because at the end you'll see it was about love. So it's not about getting violent with people. It's about bringing it in. Like, I've been angry because my eyes are awake to some stuff, but I've had to got angry, took it within and thinking, right, what can I do more on a positive level that will affect people to be more loving, because they're trying to make us desensitized to loving people or helping people or being kind and compassionate, and that's a fact. Belief systems are the biggest barrier to truth. Yep, they close the mind. Exactly. You've got to be very open-minded. The more open-minded you are, the more you'll see, the more you'll bring great things in. You'll go with the flow, you know. If you're like this, if you're like this, that's why people have said to me, you contradict yourself. I said, no, I don't. I can just be totally different the next day and have a different thing to believe, because I'm very, very open-minded. So nothing's gonna, I'm not inferring stuff. It's like, okay, fair enough. If you're like floating along like water, be like water, go with the flow. Now, it looks like DNA strand, and it looks like, you know, sometimes we're like, la, 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 oh, gone down a bit, it's okay, we'll go a bit, oh, something happened, oh, yeah, what, oh, that's because, oh, yeah, I can see what that is, a bit of a lesson, oh, we'll go back up again, a bit like that. But, so you're going with the flow, up and down, you know, you're going with it. You can't resist it, because you're just going to be like, oh, it's easier with the ups and downs to go with the flow. It's actually a bit more smoother, even though if you're resisting, it's not. So if this is the water, and you're stuck in this belief here, and here's a big dam, you can't really flow to here, can you? You can't see what's beyond the other side, because you're blocked. Something's blocking you. Why are you letting that block you? You know? There was also something else as well. Yeah, you're riding the waves, you're a surfer. You're a surfer, we're riding the waves. That's why I say when we go down in a wave, we can sit and contemplate and think about it, then get rid of it and think, oh yeah, that was a lesson. Okay, it's not going to stop me. Go back up. Blah, 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 blah. But the reason also why we don't go like this, plain sailing all the way, is because it's pretty boring. We knew we were playing this game when we came here. So what we're going to learn by just plain sailing? Nothing much. I think we got bored in the heavenly realms and went, it's a bit boring up here. Everything's onky donkey in it. And I'm like, I'd love to go down here and play the game in the physical to experience things, because that's what it's about. So, you know, spaceships. So we'll go down to experience these things, to learn, you know, different experiences, because it's a bit boring up here. Because if you're just flatlining all the time, how do you know? I can't explain it. How do you know? I don't know what the right word is, but to have a bit of up and down, you learn experiences in the downs, and it does bring you back up again. And then you know how to play the game. Then it's like, okay, that means this, that means that. If anyone gets what I'm saying. So to flatline would be pretty boring. These people who say they've got a totally dead good lives, and maybe they're really rich and they don't do anything, they're the ones who only have really boring lives, because there's nothing going on. They can have what they want. They can do it. It's just like, it's a bit boring. And when you actually look back, like I said, when you actually look back on your life now, start looking back at what got you to where you are, and you think, that's why that happened. That's why I said, if you don't get a job, You go in for a job and you don't get it. Don't see it as, oh, something, the boss might be awful, or you were late. Like I think he said on his channel, he was late for an interview once. But you know where you'd normally think, oh my God, I can't believe it. But him being late, which you would see as a downer, stopped him from being in an accident that happened at the time he would have been there. So you go back up again. Do you know what I mean? There's always something. The universe is not against you. They say the universe is against you, God's against you, whatever you want to say. Because why do these things happen? It's all lessons. And the more you don't listen to the universal messages, when it speaks to you, you say God speaks to you, the universe speaks to you, you get whacked on the head all the time. Sometimes you have a massive accident because you've not been listening. Or you say bad things happen and then you give up because you think, why is God awful? Why is so? Why is it speaking? You're not listening. And then you choose other things like to get on Big Pharma and certain stuff that ends up killing you off in the end anyway, if anyone gets what I'm saying, because you're not listening. You need to start centering and listening to what the universe is telling you, and also think of things as a silver lining. If you didn't get something you were after, you weren't meant to, or at the time that place wasn't right for you, trust your guts. Yeah, trust your heart. I said trust your heart. Sorry, I'm pulling the card out. So just pull the card out and then I'm going. And I'll show the picture at the end in case anyone didn't see it. Ask for a colour. If you want to be calm, wear a lot of blue. Blue's calming. I think blue's calming. A bit like a turquoise blue. Oh, it flipped over. It's not that burgundy. Want to go? Oh, no, we got two. No, we got three. We've got three. See what they say. Ha ha. Plum colour. Overcome your challenges. They're all challenges. They're all tests. Challenges. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for putting that. A friend had her cat bugging her as she was leaving the house, so she stopped to pet the cat and missed being in a horrific traffic pile-up. Exactly. The cat knew the sense, the energies. Brown. Oh, what was I just saying about the bubble being a tourist field and a boundary? Brown, 12. Establish boundaries. Sorry, you have got established boundaries, because you can't let every energy in. People telling you what you are and what to think. No. Yeah. Synchronicity. Serendipity. I love serendipity, yeah. Peach. Well, this is funny because this is what we all should be doing. Peach, 19. Which 9 and 1 is 10. You could take the 1 off or see it as singular, is center point, which says inhale a breath of life. Inhale a breath of life. And just because it says it in peach, they won't be impeaching Trump. Just thought, chuck that out there. Anyway, inhale a breath of life through your nose. Breathe in, hold it for 4. Breathe out. Do it a few times. Center yourself, especially if you're feeling a bit anxiety coming on if you're somewhere. So just saying. Sometimes if you hear a noise on here, it's the camera thingy in focus because I put a picture up. It sort of makes a noise. Right. One more. Yeah, no impeachment, exactly. Never gonna happen. Yeah, it's my camera. When I put things up, it's the camera noise making to adjustments. Right, let's see. What card today? I've got the book in. Oh, I was going to switch the light and then I thought better not, because you might still see some energies floating about. They are here. You can see some energy here in that crack there. You should have seen my candle yesterday when I got off. It was like crackling away. Yeah, it's electronical. Oh, it's 2. Intuitively, not what the cards might say, but I see this as, it's purple again, psychic energy, that's healing energy like amethyst. What is it? 4 of Scrolls. She's curled up in the fetus position. So to me, that's a very nurturing card. She's got wings, angels, butterflies we've been talking about. To me, that's like what we've just been saying. Nurture yourself, look after yourself, love yourself. What else is on it? And rest. She's asleep as well. Because I do believe the other place we dream in is probably our real world, and this world is the fake one. And then we've got this man, Papa, is it Legbar, something? Strength. We do need a lot of strength, and it's like a medicine man. You know, he's got his stick, it's a bit like the pilgrimage as well, because he's got his little bundle of food in there. You know, there's a totem pole. He's got a skull on there and bones. You know, some people see that as scary, but it's not. There's a drum in the background. There's a golden sky in the background. There's little candles. He's got purple on again, purple trousers on. You know, ancient sort of traditions, remembering, bringing them back. Let's see what it says in the card, the book. There was a guy shouted out, wasn't the tapper? I can't remember his name, the Native American Indian guy, medicine man. I shouted about last night, but I don't think we got it into chat. Let me see if I can find it. Don't know if Tapper, if you've still got that, but see if we can find him. No, I haven't heard anything about that, and I wouldn't believe it anyway. Not if it's off the news. No. It's different layers to everything. Oh, this book. Like, not really been looking. Why can I never find these? It's really weird. Oh, here it is. Let's see what it says. Happy Voodoo. The Happy Voodoo. The little of the one of the books, I think Papa's spirit was in the air, which was funny because I said in my session with Shane that I got granddad energy through the Native American Indian. You know, that was in the sky, spirit. We might even say Papa's spirit and energy pervades the Chrysalis Tarot, as we discussed in chapter 2. Unseen travels, unseen places. Chrysalis is a dialogue with the collective universe. Papa, a gatekeeper and a messenger. We are getting lots of messages. Is at your side in every reading. Spirit guide. Yep. And we did say, didn't we, if Dave's in, I don't know if Dave's in that. I've always had that thing about Native American Indian. I think it's definitely like that sort of, that was in the session as well. So I do sort of see spirit guide as Native Americans. I got told it was a lady as well, mediumship, but they could have a man and a woman. You can have a few. At your side in every reading, he is millennial or something betwixt it. Betwixt and between, why does it say betwixt and between archetype who attends the crossroads that lead from his world to the magical world beyond. Well, not being funny, what the one that connects us, because we have spirit guides to connect us. That's what I was saying about the Rainbow Bridge before, the connections to both realms, earthly and heavenly, spirit realm. So yeah, once here it's processed and amplified. It then finds its way into conscious awareness through the portals of intuition. Thank you. Intuition, active imagination. Thank you. We were just talking about that before. Synchronicity, we talk about that. Lucid dreaming, I was talking about lucid dream before, about when I saw a new earth and it was a bright star being rebirthed. Recollection, infused knowledge, or what we refer to as the sixth sense. And that's why I said he's wearing purple, and that one's purple because purple is Psyche. And Pisces, which I am, as purple amethyst. One of the objectives of the chrysalis is to assist in sharpening your natural intuitive and psychic abilities. There it goes, which is, I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing, and I think I am slowly, through spiritual growth and development. Exactly. All of us have got this gift, by the way. All the answers, it said, are already inside you. Yeah. Tarot is a tool to tease those answers from the unconscious mind. I know that I've been saying that some people fear it. It's not. Oh my God. You know, I just said the rainbow bridge is a telephone to the other world. Well, it is. Listen to this. It all comes out in my cards. Already inside you. Tarot is a tool. Papa's telephone lines. A condiment, two-way communication. We transmit. Remember, we're transmitters and information to the other world. And the other world transmits information back to us from the field, the quantum field, whatever you want to call it. Feed forward, feedback, loop. Is that not what I just said at the beginning of the chat? Feed forward, feedback. We're looking back to feed forward. We're looping. It's all about energy. Loop. This is the way to come to know collective unconsciousness archetypes, and they come to us and they come to know us. Mine are coming to know me, and I'm getting to know them. I'm not in fear of it at all. The drawing of Papa, whatever his name, rock wall is called Vivi or something. It's his other world. It's his other world phone number, so to speak. You know, Tesla 369 frequency, sound, and energy, whatever it is. Probably got that one. One of the easiest ways to read the crystallis is to take Papa from the deck and set him to one side. Well, you're going to one side, mate. You can go over there. I do put my cards out. As a reading using 2 or 3 drawn cards, which 3 came out before, to increase your ability to understand the crystalline cards intuitively. They are very talkative, and practice makes perfect. It does. So, just saying, great card. I think I'll just let one more come out to make it a 3. And through nurturing comes strength as well, because you're not going to have any strength if you're not nurturing yourself. If you're depleting yourself of energy, you can't really be strong, can you? So there you go. Message in both cards. Oh, that just flipped out. At the minute, people can see this as different things, but the 2 of spirals is a bit like the number 8. Can you see the number 8? The looping process again. Where are you going to put your eggs in? Which basket? Are we going to look at this side because it's going to loop back round? The little bird on the branch takes a leap of faith. Stop letting people tell you what you are. Believe in yourself. Can you see the figure 8? Cycles of life. Circles of life, the spiral of life. You know, and she's got a little bug in her mouth. Obviously, there's nothing in it, but which one are you going to feed into? Are you going to feed into fear or love? Don't know if this is what it says on the card, but we'll have a look. But that's how I see it, you know, intuitively reading the cards from me, not from the book, but we'll see what it says. Now, our little wren is trying to decide which nest would serve her better. Ba-boom, boom. That's what I just said. The male house wren is always the first to arrive in the spring to survey the land and lay claim to the nesting area, which is female partner arrives. She inspects the structure, so as she is doing in my painting. Oh, let me just get past all that. Blah, blah, blah. The nest is 2 of spirals. The chrysalis suit empowered with life force, creative energy, represent 2 resources in our quest to know the knowable and gain divine insight, which is what we've just been saying. These two resources are symbol and metaphor. That's why I love this deck. I'm really in tune with this deck. They inspire active creative imagination, whether used to create a tarot deck or interpret a tarot reading. Some philosophers believe imagination rather than reason, because some people, oh, I'm in dead intellectual, me, reason. I believe in imagination as well. Imagination rather than reason is our highest faculty. Epstein, Epstein didn't kill himself. Einstein. That's so funny. It's on my brain because everyone keeps memeing it everywhere. He didn't kill himself. People get triggered by this name as well, but you know, where is it? Einstein. Imagine is more important than knowledge, we agree. Chrysalis Tarot is the result of an active imagination informed not by reason or intellect, but by symbols and metaphors from the collective universe. That's why when you get pictures in and stuff like that, it's metaphors. We talk in metaphors and stuff like that. That's why some people don't get when they're interpreting maybe a certain book in a belief. It's like, we didn't really use words. The spirals imprinted on the nest are two-dimensional representations of the three-dimensional vortex or something. They symbolize the feedback forward communication we can have with the collective unconsciousness. Getting tingles in my fingers. The spiral on the left spins counterclockwise and expands outwards into the dark oceans of the other world. The spiral on the right spins clockwise and collapses inward into the divine center of self. The feedback forward loop commendates spirited two-way conversations with the other world. There's that thing again with the other world, because got to be looking at both. Tarot expands the mind into unseen realms so we can ask questions and intuit to something, the answers. The exchange of information with the other world is one of many factors taken into consideration when we make free will decisions. Is free will. If you choose to go on the path, you can. We locate the center of self with the heart chakra. The heart chakra, where is it? Heart chakra, the choice that lie before us, although information by the other world are frequently determined by the heart. Of course they are. That's why they want you to cut you off from source, want to cut your communication through that spiritual rainbow telephone. A humanist, Robert, Vallet, wrote, the human heart feels things the eyes cannot see and knows the mind cannot understand, because we come from here. This is the real brain. These are the physical eyes. This is the inner mind, the inner eye, the inner mind, where we go within. When making important choices, the two of spirals ask you to do what the Wren is doing. She's weighing her options up. Yeah. After you weigh yours, you can turn through choice over the brain's active imagination and the heart's sympathetic intuition. And that was a whole thing I was talking about before with the looping system. If you didn't see it, you'll have to go back to the beginning. So boom, shalaka boom. See, I'm going to be doing more of this on my channel in the new year, because I'm practicing and I believe I'm bringing all that in as well. So you're just watching my spiritual growth as you're spiritually growing. So like I said, coming up to Christmas, when I get my hair done is probably when I'm going to start doing a few more different things on the channel, even though it won't be different. It's sort of the same, but just like I said, getting a little bit more organised with, you'll know what's coming on that day, some set days, so I'm not burning myself coming on here all the time, unless it's something really amazing I have to come and tell you about. But I'm going to try and keep it into like 2 days a week, because I've got stuff to do in the new year. There's goals that I want to do and stuff like that, if you get what I'm saying. Thank you for, look at that right in there. So if you would like to send Dolly a coffee donation, PayPal, my PayPal is there in live chat. Thank you, Tapper. Because you know what it is? It's, for people who don't know, coming on all the time might look easy, as quite as a lot of us do on YouTube. It's energy draining, not in a bad way, but you know, I am on quite a lot, and I do sit here and, you know, get it all off my chest sort of thing. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. I can't remember what I talked about, but yeah, the film Higher Power, go and watch it. It's ace. You'll probably see loads, especially if into the things that I'm into, and you've seen Shane Unbiased on the Fence, my BQH session, might make more sense to you when you go and watch that film, because I was like, oh my God. But Nikola Tesla is Nikola Tesla. If anyone gets what I'm saying. So I'm going to go put the lights on, carry on with jewellery and God knows what that I'm doing. And I've got a little design for a hedgehog bag. I will show you when I've done them. And yeah, just having all this vibing energy, creative energy, everything's just like, ooh. So I shall see you in the week. Yeah, stay cool, kids, and refuel with eye contact. Exactly. There is a woman who will have to do a shout out. Can't remember what her channel is because it's new to me. She does a lot of coding energy through her eyes on YouTube. It's amazing. Like I said, everyone's got gifts. She sort of does it where she looks at the camera and the intuition she puts in and the intention, sorry, you can see her pupil of her eye. And I know T. Taylor's talked about this ages ago, changing. And you can see her eyes flickering. So like when you're looking at their eyes, it's a light code. It's eye to eye and eyes. That's why they don't want people looking at each other, because it's a light code. You're sending, you might not think you are, you're sending codes to someone when you're looking them in the eyes. So I'm probably not one of them. I don't know, but she is, and it's amazing. So I'll have to find out that channel again. I need to watch a few bit more of her. It's like I'm getting sent to all these amazing channels, and I'm like, yes. So like I said, check out Everyday Masters. He's brilliant. Check out the film Higher Power, and have a great weekend. Yeah, correct. Yeah, we know about, there's so many different ways the energy and the frequencies are put out, but it is eye contact, and that's why everyone doesn't look at each other these days. It's light codes through your eyes. Eyes are the windows to your soul energy. So, see you later, and I'm going. Yes, bye.